Well, today, and do you know, I always open up my podcast with well today because we do. We go deep. We go into a well of life, into the depth, the beauty of life. And there's so much to be discovered when you're digging and going deeper. So today I decided to talk about something that's so amazing to me. I'm I'm trained in systemic trauma by the best in the world. I am trained by the best in family constellations. And I'm trained in self-sabotage by the best. And I'm also trained in kinesiology, specialized kinesiology by the best in the world too. Actually, Steve Arris, he actually created specialized kinesiology. So I'm just so blessed to have worked with these mentors and these teachers and these masters. So today I want to talk about the power of being seen, why inclusion matters in family constellation work, systemic trauma, self-sabotage, and even in kinesiology. Something happened recently that struck me straight in the heart and reminded me yet again of how our early systems teach us about inclusion, belonging, and visibility. My 3-year-old grandson was over visiting me over the last weekend, and he was looking at a series of framed photos of his siblings, laughing and smiling, captured in time. But he didn't see himself. He didn't say a word, but I saw it in his body. There was a slight shift, then he pulled back, and I could sense the quiet ache that said, I'm not there. Do I matter? Well, what it was, or I had pictures that were to be framed and to be put among the others, but they hadn't gotten there yet. I hadn't finished it. So, and in that moment, I felt it, the knowing, the same knowing I've seen again and again in my work, in constellation work, with adults carrying the same exact wound decades later. So I showed him the pictures that I had taken of him, his joy, his essence, and then I framed them and placed them right beside the others. And when he saw it, everything, absolutely everything softened. He lit up, he ran over to the bureau, and he knew I belong here too. That is the essence of family constellation work. That is why inclusion matters. In systemic constellations, exclusion creates imbalance. The system becomes entangled in trying to compensate or correct it. Who gets left out? Well, often stillborn children, aborted children, ex-partners, estranged siblings, people who are brought, you know, shame or pain to the system, even those who leave voluntarily or are never spoken of. But the body remembers what the mind tries to suppress. Children, especially, will unconsciously try to carry or replace what has been left out to bring balance, to bring harmony. And sometimes it shows up like feeling invisible, always being the helper, carrying grief that isn't theirs, sabotaging success or relationships. To be seen is to exist. To be included is to know I matter here. So, something to think about this week, and maybe even past this week. Maybe you're carrying someone else's exclusion. Maybe there's a part of you that never felt named. Maybe you've spent your whole life trying to make up for someone who was left behind. If that's true, you are not alone. And it's not too late to bring healing into your system. Start small. Frame a photo. Say a name. Light a candle. Create space for what's being forgotten, and the system will breathe again. Because when we include what's being left out, we all get to come home. And so, as I said, we're going deep today. And it's a beautiful thing because this totally is about that being included, belonging. And so, until next time, and there's so much more coming. It's wonderful. There's so many incredible interviews that I have with such amazing, wonderful, beautiful souls. I'm so blessed. So please cherish your life, cherish your family, cherish yourself. And until next time, lots of love and soul hugs.